Hello, friends. How are you doing today? Really, how are you? Welcome to episode 30, the big 3-0 of Is It Expired? Here's my usual disclaimer. Please don't use expired makeup. I know what the potential consequences can be. I'm taking that risk for myself. I am making those questionable decisions. I'm not asking you to. But we are going to make this quite short today. I have a busy day ahead of me. I am going to meet a new little friend, and see if we're compatible. You're thinking person, I'm thinking puppy. Alright, I'm way more excited about that, I will be honest. Let's just see what I grabbed last week, see how they held up, and we will move right along to week 30. Okay, week 29. I'm actually going to start with this because I forgot it last week completely. I used it. It was my foundation. If you check in the description, I absolutely used it on my face that day. I forgot to talk about it. This is my Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Foundation in the shade, what are you in? 145. This I've had for a couple of years. It's not incredibly old, but it doesn't have a ton of use on it, so I was really happy to use it for the week, even though totally forgot to mention it. And yeah, no issues. It is a little bit too warm for my skin tone. I am very, very neutral. It is quite warm toned, so I did have to mix it with something that is quite a bit more pink just to get the color I needed, but I did still ensure that I used it every single day, and I got ready like 6 times last week, so it got quite a bit of use, and it's going back in its home. Next, we'll move over to the ColourPop products that were picked. So this is the first one here. This is the Pressed Powder Blush in the shade Kitsch. It is just a beautiful coral blush. It doesn't look like a ton of use came out on it, but you can see like a little in there. This is fairly new. It's only a couple years old, maybe 2. So I'm not too worried about it, and I really did like the looks I got, so I'm excited to continue to bring it out when I want it. Okay, next with the ColourPop theme, I have the Lilac You A Lot palette. This is just a monochromatic purple lilac palette. If you can tell, this has a huge dip on it now. It is so close to hitting pan. I'm honestly kind of surprised I wasn't able to, but it's coming. It's there. I got a lot of progress, and I did some really cool looks with this, I feel like. So I will put those up here while I'm continuing to talk about this. No issues here. I kind of got bored of purple, I'll be honest. I got a little purpled out last week, so I am excited to move on to this week here, but I did have a lot of fun with this, and with that, I also had one of my Give Me Glow single shadows, which of course was another purple. So I pulled this one here, and I believe it's called, I want to say Jellyfish. Yep, Jellyfish. So again, got quite a bit of use on this. Really went purpled out last week. Had some fun. Did some really interesting things. Looking forward to not using purple for the next couple of weeks here. Beautiful shade. Gorgeous colors. Just ready for something a little bit new. And last, this was my Stila lip glaze in the shade Strawberry Cream. I even took this out with me a couple of times, made sure I put it on over and over again. It doesn't really look like I got any use on it though, so whatever. It's going back in its home, even though it is probably 8 or 9 years old. Like I said, I used it a ton and had no issues. It doesn't smell off. The consistency's great, and I had no issues. So it is going back in its home. Let's move on to week 30. I can't believe I made it to week 30. I am the least consistent person I know. I really am. So this is a shock. Let's get started. This is the Lottie London Dewy Setting Spray. This is new to my collection. I think I got this about 4 months ago, perhaps. I noticed when I was spraying it on my face today, it smells like hairspray. Yeah, it straight smells like hairspray. This is new, so it hasn't gone off. It just doesn't smell very good. I felt like I was spraying myself with hairspray, but I didn't get like that stickiness that you would get if it was actual hairspray, so that was good, I guess. But why would you be spraying yourself in the face with hairspray anyway? I don't know. If you like the smell of hairspray, this might be up your alley. I don't really use hairspray as it is, so this was a little bit off-putting. We'll see what happens. I generally do go through setting sprays quite quickly. I have only 4 or 5 in my collection, and I guarantee they will mostly be done by the end of this year. So I'll see what I can do with this, but if I can't get over that scent, I might just gift it to somebody else because it is still fairly new. Does this have an expiry date on it? 12 months after opening, and I just opened it about a week ago, and I've only had it around for a few months, probably 4 months. So if I find that I'm just not digging this in the next month or two, I might just gift it. We'll see. This is my Smashbox step-by-step contour stick, the highlight one. I do have 3 of these. They came in a set. It's just one's bronze, one's contour, one's highlight, so they are in my collection individually like that. This one hasn't gotten a whole lot of use because it's just a highlight stick, and I have a bunch of these. I didn't realize that I had so many of these, but I do, and I don't really use them that much. So I'm trying to make them a daily part of my routine just to clean up my eyebrows and just a little bit here and there so that maybe I can use them up. This is probably 9 years old, so I would not give it to somebody else. It's too old. So let's see what kind of damage I can do on it. Doesn't smell like anything. I had no issues using it today, and I did use it around my eye area after testing it to see if it would irritate my eyes at all, and nope. So I'm just going to keep on trying with it and see how much damage I can do on it. Obviously, this week alone is not going to be enough, but I'm trying to integrate this type of product into my day-to-day, and I want to see how many of these I can get out of my collection in the next year or two. And probably not bring more in, because this, I don't know, I'm just not a small stick, highlight, matte highlight type of person. It's a very niche product, I feel like, whatever. So it's getting used for the week, and we're going to see what happens. Ooh, it's a rough week. Everything's, except for that spray, pretty old. This is my Kat Von D Studded Kiss lipstick. This is one of the mini ones in Wonderchilde. I got a set of like 9 of these. It was a Christmas set 8 or 9 years ago. I can't even recall. It was so long ago. It's a pretty color. It's just like a purple with some shimmer. It's still very creamy, still very pigmented. There's no bumps or lumps on the product in itself. It smells like all Kat Von D lipsticks always did, so no issues there. I don't have it on my lips today, however, I do have it as a cream blush, and it worked really well. It blended out beautifully. There was no weird grabbing onto the foundation. It was quite seamless, so I'm gonna try that for the week. I might put it on my lips once or twice, we'll see. But with something else that I have here, they clash. They are not colors that necessarily go together, so to have this on my lips and something else on my eyes, that's, we'll see what happens, unless I want to get wild. Today was not the day. Too much to do, too many things to see, too much excitement. Yes. Next. This is from Shop Miss A. It is the BR foundation stick. I have no idea what this brand is. I literally got it because it was $1 on Shop Miss A. Now I don't really lean into the other brands that they carry. I really only purchase the Paw, the Shop Miss A brand. I find that it's a little more reliable in regards to what the formulation's going to be like and if I'm going to like it or not. A lot of these ones that were just random brands were decluttered from my collection. I didn't really like them. I hadn't got to test this one yet, and that's kind of what this week is about. It is a little yellow again, just a bit. So it's not terrible. I am able to, again, mix it with just a little bit of a pinker foundation, and it really evens out where it needs to be. This is 4 years old, maybe 5. So if I'm gonna get any use on it, I might as well just do it. It's okay. Honestly, for a stick that is not super hydrating and having very dry skin, I was quite nervous, but I don't mind it. I find that my skin actually does look quite nice, and it doesn't feel heavy or cakey or thick. So I'm excited to keep using this for the week and kind of get a real feel of my emotions towards it. So far, not bad, and honestly, there's not a ton of product in this. Does it even say? No. There's not even... It must have been on the box or something. There's definitely not Good, great, fabulous. There is no measurement of how much product is in here, but it's quite tiny, as you can see. So I don't think this would take me terribly long if I just wanted to get it used and get it out of my collection that way, but we'll see. And then, last, I pulled a single shadow, and I always forget about these single shadows, and I know I haven't done, there's a couple inventory videos I still need to do, lips and single shadows. There's like a couple of little things that are going to be shoved in with those, but I'm almost done. I do have a 4-day weekend this weekend, so I'm thinking I might be able to do it then and then have a couple videos come out on Wednesdays for the next couple of weeks. I'm trying. It's on my list. I've been very busy. This is the Bare Minerals Velvet Pistachio Single Shadow. The thing with this one is it's a loose pigment, so it's about to go everywhere. It is just like a very light, almost like minty green. So I just have it on my inner half of my lid today. I just matched it with one of my ColourPop Super Shock Shadows, something very simple, very easy, and not too outrageous. I don't mind this. It's probably 8 or 9 years old. This is very old too, and these are just kind of interesting. I have a couple. They came from Sephora way back in the day. And like they're pretty matte shades. They're pastel matte. There's not a whole lot to say about them. I don't know, Bare Minerals doesn't thrill me. But also looking at it, like, I have nothing against the shadow. It's just not generally, it's almost like a grungy pastel, and I'm sure a lot of people would dig that vibe. And I'm sure that I could put together like a palette that really accentuates this shade and makes it pop and makes everything look really cool, and that's going to be my goal for this week, is to really bring some pizzazz to this single shadow. Today was not the day. I'm sorry. I was very quick with my makeup today, and I just wanted simple. Not even wearing lashes today, which is weird for me. But yeah, that's it. That's all. That's everything. Not a whole heck of a lot. I'm looking forward to using these products for the week. A lot of them are very old, so I'm going to be very much observing how they perform throughout the day. It is going to be a long enough day of me wearing makeup, probably 8 to 10 hours, that I should be able to gauge if things are just not working on my skin as well, which is good. I want that. I want to be able to test that as well. So that's going to be this week, kind of just seeing how things sit and work throughout the day, and just really trying to make shadows work with that green that are going to make really interesting looks. I hope. We'll see. See what happens. Or it might be a boring week. I might be a boring ass bitch. We'll see. Last week, I went a little crazy, so maybe I'll tone it down this week. Who knows? I just like to keep you on your toes, really. And myself, really, because I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. Ever. Really. That's it. Have a wonderful day, evening, weekend. And I will see you all next time.